You're part of a greater being, a conscious, I was going to say living, I don't know what that means, a conscious being. That is the great secret of thousands of years. Okay? And that destroys just about every religion, and yet it overlaps them. But they want to manipulate you, because you can access all of this as an individual. Unfortunately, a lot of those who have accessed this over the years have then taken the power that it can bring them and used it against you. Now, in 1927, as I say, that was backed up when the Nazis themselves discovered the technology, the scale of physics, and converted this stuff into technology itself. You now, in this current day, have HARP, which is the ultimate resonance weapon. And the only real problem with HARP, other than all the stuff it can do, is that being a scalar weapon, the bigger the target, the more effective it is. Now, you set off a scalar weapon and use it, one thing is guaranteed, it's a consequence of doing it, it will affect the sun. Big time. It will actually destroy it if you target the sun. These are the forces at work in the universe, and they have been tamed. If tamed is the word, they will turn around and bite if they're not used properly. And you're told it's all global warming, eh? I don't think I have much more to say. Not yet, anyway. Any questions at all?
You mentioned the also. Is there an organised group?
Yes.
I would imagine they're organised. I imagine they're controlled.
Do they sit around a table as a group of 13 and plan things? Yes, they do. Who they are doesn't matter though. It's what they are that you really need to worry about.
I had 5 things written down which I sort of was going to create questions with, but you've almost touched on them all now anyway. Their laws that they have to abide by when they take advantage of these things. I was going to ask you if they have a specific law that they have to abide by, if you know about it. You've slightly touched on crystals, game theory, which you've touched on, which they sort of know what we're going to do before we do. And anyone who watches Lost might have noticed the Jacob character touches people and the opposite character speaks to people. Obviously one's the touch and one's the sound. And the iron, does it have any relevance to X? The figure X or not?
No, not. Well, if it does, it's not what I found relevant. You did remind me of something I just meant to say earlier and didn't actually point out, and that was to do with the numbers 1, 2 and 3 and the uniqueness of the number 6 and why it keeps coming into everything. 6 is completely unique. Every number is made up of 1, 2 and 3. You can prove that to yourselves in your own time. 6 is therefore unique because 6 is not only 1 plus 2 plus 3, it's also 1 times 2 times 3. It's the only number that is both the sum and the product of the 3 constructing numbers. Okay? And that should give you an insight into your 666 and so on. I can assure you it's not the number of a man. And if you think, I count his letters, he's the Antichrist. How many times have we heard that? Actually, it did incite me to want to know what mine is. Yeah, calculated, it says. But he who has eyes to see and ears to hear, whatever it is, calculate the number of a man. It's the number of 666. It doesn't say it's the number of the devil. It says 144,001, blah blah blah. You can multiply the numbers on the prime number thing there to find the speed of light on the first scale. I do not expect anyone to understand the prime number thing yet. I'm sure some minds in this room will take it. Don't look for anything complex at all. I could talk for hours on the prime number cross and how it actually unifies chemistry, physics, mathematics, and answers every unknown question within those sciences. But as you can imagine, that would need preparation. 6. 1 plus 2 plus 3, 1 times 2 times 3. It's giving you the key. actually to the prime number thing. Because 6 is also the number around which all prime numbers sit, in twins. Jesus had a twin, tells you. I shall leave it at that. That really is it. I didn't
I first suggested that space and time might be finite in extent, but without boundary. They could be like the surface of the Earth, which is limited in area, but it doesn't have any boundaries or edges. There wouldn't have been any moment of creation, just as the surface of the Earth has no beginning or end. Instead, the state of the early universe would have been determined by the laws of science. However, the synodological implications of my proposal were not apparent to me or anyone else at the time of the Vatican meeting. Maybe that was just as well.
In imaginary time, there need not be any singularities which form a beginning or end to time.